Well, I'm glad I did the video early today talking about the W for the Toronto Blue Jays, because Game 2 was not as good. Blue Jays lose this one 4-1 after they won Game 1 4-1. They lose this one 4-1 to the Boston Red Sox and drop to 50-48 on the year. Steven Matz wasn't really that great in this Game 3 and a third, like 9 hits and 4 runs. He was not very good in this ball game, but you could tell early on that Hook? I saw butcher his name night in and night out. 6 strikeouts through 3 innings to start the game, and you could kind of tell that he was on a roll. And the fact that Matz allowed, those couple runs early in a 7-inning game, it didn't look good early on, right? In the bottom half of the first inning, Rafael Devers an RBI single. Kike Hernandez comes in to score and making it a 1-0 game. Bottom of the second inning, and this is why I always say, if you go out in the next half inning and you put up a 0, it's so important because it keeps your offensive flow going. They score 1 in the bottom half of the first inning. They go out in the top half, and the Jays don't score any, giving their offense a chance to get right back on the sticks again. And Durant hits a sac fly. Verdugo scores. So they get another run, right? But then in the Blue Jays top half of the fourth inning, they start to chip away at it a little bit here, right? They hit, I might be missing a run in here somewhere. I think on the Durant triple, 2 runs might have scored. But either way, Bo Bichette hits an RBI single. Vladdy comes in to score to make it to get back in the ball game, basically. And then the bottom of the fourth inning, Durant hits an RBI triple. Plawecki scores on a Springer error, and we're like, okay, this game is not in good shape. The Jays need some miracle comeback late in this ball game. They could not get it. And they lose 4-1 to the Boston Red Sox in Game 2 of the doubleheader. The finale of this series, I think, is going to be important for this team, right? Because obviously we know that the trade deadline is July 30th, and we've been seeing some reliever names kind of go off the board, and that's kind of where Jays fans are sitting right now, watching guys like Richard Rodriguez, watching guys like a guy that was already dealt, Michael Givens, Craig Kimbrell's a name that's been rolled around, and we really haven't heard anything from the Toronto Blue Jays. And if you lose tomorrow, you're only a game over 500. You're double digits back in the division. Oakland won today, so you're kind of in that not so great spot. I think they're 4.5 back, I believe, of the Oakland Athletics for the final wild card spot, which is not the end of the world. But they haven't quite made a move. They haven't even thought about making a move yet, or at least we haven't heard anything. They've definitely made calls and had calls, but we don't know any specifics. But we'll get into that at a later date. Let's talk about some statistics from today's ball game, all right? 2 for 3 was Bo Bichette in the game with an RBI, so good day in the office for Bo. The Jays only had 5 hits, though, and they had 8 strikeouts, and I've said in previous videos how if you have more hits than you do strikeouts, you're going to have a pretty good day. For the most part, you're going to have a pretty good day on the offensive side of the ball. You only had 5 hits and struck out 8 times, as I mentioned. The starting pitcher for the Red Sox had 6 strikeouts through 3, and he was absolutely dealing early on, and Steven Matz was not doing so. As I mentioned, went 3 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 strikeouts, and a walk in only 3 1/3. He was getting lit around by the Boston Red Sox lineup. And then the bullpen did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job holding the fort, allowing the Jays to possibly get back into this ballgame. Patrick Murphy, good to see him back up here. Went an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, but struck out 2 and did not allow a run. And in the end, that's the main thing. Kirby Snead, good to see him out there in the big leagues for the first time. 2/3 an inning, no hits, no walks, no Ks. So clean day for Kirby Snead. Trent Thornton, he's had a rocky season, that's for sure. But since he's been recalled from AAA, he's had a couple pretty good outings. Went in 1 inning in this one today. Allowed 1 hit and a strikeout. Now, as I mentioned, tomorrow's game, I wouldn't say it's make it or break it if they make a move or not, because it doesn't really move the needle a whole lot. However, you make something happen tomorrow. It's Hyun Jin Ryu versus Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow in the finale at Fenway Park, 7:10 first pitch there, before the Jays come back to Rogers Center. And I think we're all jacked up. No matter where this team is sitting in the standings, no matter what the record is, I think we're all so pumped just to have baseball back in Toronto. I think that's what we're all so happy to see. However, we would like to see the management team, who we haven't heard a peep out of, make something happen to improve this team, more or less from the bullpen side, heading into that July 30th trade deadline. We've been seeing teams like the Astros get Kendall Graveman from the Seattle Mariners. Was it Seattle? Either they got Kendall Graveman. We've been seeing Michael Givens got moved from Colorado. He was a guy that I wanted, considering he played in the American League East. He's been very good in the American League. He's with the Baltimore Orioles. His stuff is nasty. He's been having a good year. Alas, that did not happen. He got dealt somewhere else. And I'm sitting here like, okay, there's still lots of names out there, but we have not heard the Blue Jays say anything as of yet. There's been no, all this team has been linked to this guy or interested in this guy or there's been talks with this team. We haven't heard any of that. So that makes me think, are they making something happen and we're just not hearing about it? Because remember, the Adam Simber deal and the Trevor Richards deal, did we hear anything about, they're interested in this guy? No, we did not. Those deals just happened and we were just pumped to have them on the team. So what are our thoughts heading into, obviously, 2 days from now? Tomorrow's the 29th, and you get the 30th, and then the trade deadline is over. And you can't make any moves after that. If I'm not mistaken, you can, if it's the same as regular year moves, you can still make deals afterwards, but they will not make the playoff roster, if I'm not mistaken. That was the problem with Darwin Barney when he got traded here back in 2015, I believe. He played for that August, September, but he could not play in October because he got dealt at that certain time. I could be wrong with that, but you guys can let me know in the comments. But either way, I think I can speak for every single Blue Jays fan when I say this. We want this team to come back to Toronto looking to make a push for the playoffs. They're only 4.5 games out. I know it seems like a lot, and there's a couple teams ahead of them. The Yankees are playing really good baseball lately. The Seattle Mariners have been playing some decent baseball lately. The Jays got to get on a roll if they want to make this playoff spot. And you got to beat good teams to get there. Because a lot of your games down the stretch are against some pretty damn good teams this year. So you got to find a way. We all know the record against teams under 500 and above 500 and the drastic difference in record between those two teams, or I guess those two sets of teams. But it is what it is, Jays fans. They lost today. I mean, really, what else can we do about it? We got to turn our focus to tomorrow. A couple lefties in the mound for the Jays and the Red Sox, Ryu and Rodriguez. 7-10 first pitch at Fenway Park. You go out there, you split the series, you head back to Toronto, you're 3 games above 500. If Oakland loses for some crazy reason tomorrow, you're only 3.5 back of a wild card, and we're sitting here like, okay, things are different. Maybe the Jays make a move, and then we're talking, okay, things are getting really spicy here. So you got to go tomorrow and get a W, all right? I don't care if there's no moves made until then. You got to find a way to get a W. Ryu, Rodriguez, a full 9-inning game, weather permitting, 7-10 first pitch there, right? So, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today, if you're a Jays fan, but if you're a Red Sox fan and you love the game today, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays? And Twitter's down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do that great stuff, guys. The Instagram link is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays Edison, like I mentioned, tomorrow night, 7-10 first pitch. Ryu Rodriguez is the pitching matchup. But I will also be talking to you tomorrow night. Raptors. Oh, yeah. The NBA draft is tomorrow. Big day for the Toronto Raptors where the Masai Ujiri works this wheel and deal and he finds a way to trade up or make some crazy move to make us better this year. I don't know what's going to happen. But there's been talks about the Raptors moving up. Masai Ujiri's a flipping wizard. And we love the guy dearly. We hope he stays around. And the fact that he's trying to make these moves happen tells me he wants to be here. No matter what, though, the Raptors do have the 4th overall pick in the NBA draft tomorrow night. I think we're all pumped to have that happen. Can't wait to talk to you guys post-draft tomorrow, talking about the draft pick that we do select and how pumped we are to have them. All right? So you know what, guys? Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.